by the old frog and toad for a spooky Halloween pipe chat. Hey guys, Mike here from Old Man Things, and welcome to the old frog and toad. Let me light my pipe. I got my old Jambo African meerschaum in here, or this is what I'm smoking with some fisherman's dottle. Now I have to say I'm going off my fisherman dottle. Either they changed the recipe with the lane, because fisherman's dottle is 50% lane 1Q and 50% lane BCA. Either they changed it, because I've now gotten one half a pound of each, mixed it up. Got a different half a pound of each, mixed it up, and it's still. So either they changed it or I changed. So, but anyways, it's Halloween, and I'm not big on Halloween. Some people go all out. They celebrate Halloween more than they do Christmas. You should see some of the houses out here. But I thought I'd tell you about the haunted Frog and Toad pub. Every good English pub should be haunted. It could have been a Dickens quote. I can't deny it whether it is or not. But many of you might not believe it. I don't even know if I believe it. But I'll just tell you. And I think I've said this a few times. Told my story about the haunted Frog and Toad. It was never haunted. Or at least it never had weird things happen in it. Until I reached out to an English pub, the Rose and Crown in Enfield, North London, Middlesex. It's a pub that my dad's mom and dad, so my grandparents met. So on my dad's side, my grandma, his mom, was a war bride from England. And my grandpa was an American GI. He was in the U.S. Army Air Corps, so the Air Force at the time, 8th Army, which is the famous army, the famous 8th Army. Anyhow, they met at the Rose and Crown. In fact, a funny story, my two grandmas were best friends, and they were in nursing school together during the war. And they snuck out and it was all ran by nuns, so they were so strict. Well, my two grandmas snuck out and went to this pub where she met my grandpa. Well, there was an air raid, so all the tubes, the subways shut down because of the air raid. It was a blitz. So they couldn't get they couldn't sneak back in until the, I don't know if it was when everything was locked up or the morning, and they got caught and they both got kicked out of the nursing school because they snuck out. But anyhow, I contacted this. It's. I'm going to tell everyone, wake up! Everyone, wake up! I contacted this pub in Enfield, the Rose and Crown, and I said, "Is there anything you have that would have the name on it?" Told them the story about my grandparents' meeting, and she said, "Send me your address. You never know. We might get some promotional thing, and if ever." Well, anyways, about 2 months later, in the mail, I get something in the mail, and it's from England, and I open it up, and it's a picture of the Rose and Crown, and I took a video of it, and I'll show it here. So that's the very picture. And in there was a note from the woman who owned it. Her and her husband owned it, and said, "My husband used to come in here as a little boy and remembers that on the wall, that picture." And she said, as far as he knew it, that picture had been there, way before him. And she said it could have been on the wall when your grandparents met. So we're happy to give it to you. Of course, I was overly excited and couldn't believe it. So I put it on the wall, and it would have came on Wednesday. Thursday morning I came in. Let me see if I can show you. See that? That's Tottenham Hotspur. Oh no, that one is Chelsea. And then I've got Manchester United, and then over there I got Tottenham Hotspurs. But they're all tucked in with insulation in the crack. And I came in Thursday morning, and the Tottenham Hotspur scarf was spread straight across, as perfectly straight as you can imagine, across the floor. If you know anything about Enfield, where Enfield, they were Tottenham Hotspur supporters. And I just felt it was so weird that it would have fallen like that. I could see if it like was started to hang or something, but to fall and then fall and end up perfectly straight. And then I have up there, and I'm not going to move it anymore. But I have up there an Enfield mug. It says Enfield, and it was my mom's mom, because they're my mom's mom and my dad's mom were both from Enfield. It was an Enfield mug, and it says Enfield on it, and I had it pointed in, so the handle was inside, so it wouldn't, if got bad wind or shook or something, it wouldn't fall. So on Friday morning, I walk in, and I'm very weird when it comes to my pub. I have everything in its own place. Everything. That handle was sticking out, and it's just like I never would have done that, but maybe. Anyways, I was back and forth in here because my mom was coming to visit, and I had my little electric fireplace in here, but I was back and forth. It was during the day, and I come in, and it was on, and the heater was on full blast. And 5 minutes earlier, I was in, and it wasn't on. So I thought that was weird. Now, since then, I've had such weird things happen in here. But the funny thing is one day I decided to look up the Rose and Crown pub in Enfield. It's one of the most haunted pubs in all of England. They they always say that old Dick Turpin was supposed to haunt it. Can you even imagine? So they sent me this picture from the most haunted pub. The strangest things is my owl over there, the hoot off. See if I can show you Sir Hoot off. You see Sir Hoot off? He's always turned. He's either looking out, because where I have him now, that's how I like to have him. I'll come in and he'll be looking out the window, or he'll be looking at my Mr. Toad behind the bar. He's always turned. So I'm running out of time. So it might not be anything. It might be my imagination. It might have been just that I had too much scotch that night. Jesus. It's just weird things happen. One day I was sitting in here at night and I was texting back and forth with this old guy from Georgia. He was a friend of mine, Bill. And he said, Are you in your pub? And I said, yeah. So I was sitting here and I took a picture of the bar. The next day, just out of curiosity, I mean, I said it to him. The next day I thought, and I don't know what made me think it, but I thought, I'm just going to look at that picture. I look at it. Right above the one bar stool is this big old blue orb. Anyhow, after that, every day I would come in for about a month. That bar stool would always be moved. And it's the one closest to this the couch here. So, and as you see, I don't have much room. So, and I don't sit in that one. I sit in this one if I sit at the bar. And I would never leave that bar stool out like that. I'd always push everything in. Like I said, I'm really particular. I'm very weird. There's the old word anal when it comes to my pub. And that bar stool would always be out, like somebody had sat in it. Okay, guys, that's my Halloween special. I'd ask whatever's here to identify, but I don't want to know. All right, we'll see you later. Thanks for watching, everyone. I'm having a cup of tea, so cheers. Toodle pip.